Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Malishka's face was blackened by the NGO women, and Neelam blamed Lakshmi again for this. So let's continue from there. Malishka is shouting, thinking about the humiliation that she had to face because of Lakshmi. Shalu says sorry to Lakshmi and says, I didn't want to hurt you and I didn't want to make you feel sad. Lakshmi says, I know this, but I felt bad hearing all this. Shalu apologized to Lakshmi and Oksa. Lakshmi says, sometimes I forget that whatever happens with me, I get lost and I want to live the moment when Rishi was with me. She says she wants to be happy and she knows that it is a dream and it will break, but she doesn't want that to happen. Shalu apologized. Rishi comes home and asks that why is nobody picking his call. Grandma says she was about to pick the call, but Neelam stopped her. Rishi asks why. Neelam tells Rishi that the matter was complicated, and she tells him that Malishka has locked herself in the bathroom. She says the NGO women who fight for women's rights had come here. Kiran asks Rishi to go and undo Malishka. Neelam tells Rishi that the NGO women had come here and they insulted us very much. She says it is good that Virendra was not here, else he would have died with shame. Neelam tells Rishi that your grandma, Karishma and others have to bear so much. She says they have insulted Malishka so much and they blackened her face. Karishma says hooliganism happened in our house due to that Lakshmi. Sonia says, I never thought that the ladies would treat us like roadside people. Kiran says this all happened because of Lakshmi. Grandma says such things have never happened in our house before. Neelam says to Rishi that Malishka was answering and fighting for her love and for you, but her face was blackened. Karishma says this all happened because of Lakshmi. Neelam says Karishma is right. Lakshmi doesn't deserve respect. Sonia says mom was insulted and she had to bear so much. Rishi shouted Lakshmi aloud. Neelam tells Rishi that Malishka needs him more. Rishi walks to the room and knocks on the door, asking Malishka to open the door. Malishka opens the door and comes out. Rishi runs behind her. Lakshmi and Shalu comes out too. Malishka comes to the hall and asks Kiran to come home. Kiran asks her to wait and she goes behind her. Rishi confronts Lakshmi and asks if she is happy now and says, I am not happy. He says, you have done wrong and you are really bad. He says, in fact, you are bad than I thought. Lakshmi says, Rishi. Rishi asks her not to talk and says, else he will fall to her level. He asks that, why did you do this? Why did you take revenge from Malishka and insult her? Rishi tells Lakshmi that you have blackened my face and my family's faces before blackening Malishka's face. He blames Lakshmi for getting the news published in the newspaper. Shalu says Lakshmi did not do that. Lakshmi stops her from talking. Rishi says, I know that Lakshmi did this to take revenge. He says, I have never thought that you would do this. And he curses the day when he met Lakshmi and trusts her. Rishi says to Lakshmi that I never thought that you can do this and you can give this news to the media. He regrets to trust Lakshmi. He says, you have insulted my family. I will show you what I can do. And I will do something which you haven't thought even in your dreams. He says, I have behaved well, but now I will show you your reality and I will show you what you deserve. He says, I am going to Malishka's house. Neelam looks angry and comes to Lakshmi. She says, now you will see. I will show you what is your value. Lakshmi feels hurt. Malishka comes home and collides with the table. The servant asks if she is fine. Malishka shouted at the servant. Kiran asks the servant to clean the mess. Malishka says that everything was done by Lakshmi and I ate her. She shouted at the servant and throws things at him. She says everyone were laughing at me and says Lakshmi has insulted me. She swears that she will not leave Lakshmi for calling her the second wife and the other woman. She says Lakshmi will be the other woman now, I swear. Lakshmi asks Shalu to go home and call her after reaching home. Shalu asks her to take care of herself and she hugs her again, apologizing to her. Lakshmi says I would undo everything here and she asks her to go. Shalu leaves. Lakshmi thinks that she never thought that this would happen and she thinks of what to tell everyone because nobody will believe her. Lakshmi sees Virendra and she calls him. Virendra says, I don't want to talk to you. Your fake tears will not affect me anymore because I have started thinking from my mind and not from my heart. He says, you are not the same Lakshmi with whom I got my son married. He says, I have earned this with my hard work. He says, you are told the press that Malishka is the other woman and says she is a daughter of a rich father. She says, you have dropped me from where I have started. Lakshmi says, but Virendra says, I would have fought for you if I had known that you love Rishi truly, but you torture him every day. Neelam hears Virendra and thinks that why is Virendra saying this? Malishka says I will get something printed about Lakshmi and she thinks to do something with her and Shalu. The servant comes there and says Rishi has come here. Kiran stops Malishka and says you should not talk to Rishi. She asks her to do as she says and says I promise you that tonight Rishi will be yours. She asks Malishka to show anger to Rishi and not to hug him, else the big thing will go to waste. She says we should take the chance of this thing and we should torture Lakshmi. She asks Malishka to lock the door and she goes out. She then pretends to knock on the door. Rishi comes there and asks that what happened. Kiran says Malishka is not opening the door. Rishi knocks on the door. Malishka shouted at Rishi and throws things around. Kiran asks Rishi to leave her and says she will not die with suffocation. Kiran tells Rishi that after everything that Malishka did, then what did Malishka got in return? She got tears, humiliation and insult. She says Malishka let you marry Lakshmi for your mom's stubbornness. She says your mom had forced her and she agreed for you to marry Lakshmi. Rishi says to Kiran that I married Lakshmi due to Malishka. Kiran says Neelam forced my daughter and now she told us that she doesn't believe anymore in Lakshmi. She says that now the matter is about her daughter and she felt so much humiliation and her face was blackened. Rishi says I will make Lakshmi apologize. He says I will make sure that this thing doesn't happen again. Kiran says to Rishi that sorry is felt by gesture and not by words. Action speaks louder than words. She says these things are on Malishka's heart and whenever people will see it, she will feel the pain. She says my daughter tried to give her life and says she has been dying each time she sees him sharing room with Lakshmi. She says she will not let injustice happen to her daughter. She says people would ask Malishka if she did not get any other guy. Rishi says it is not like that. Kiran gets angry with Rishi and says you are responsible. Whenever you get closer to Lakshmi, Malishka gets hyper. She says we have seen Lakshmi mixing something in your drink. Rishi says it was medicine. Kiran asks, did I ask you? Rishi says I will do anything to make Malishka happy. Kiran asks Rishi to decide who will stay in his life, Malishka or Lakshmi. Rishi says this is happening in court. Divorce. I will soon divorce Lakshmi. Kiran says to Rishi that if your decision is Malishka, then get engaged to Malishka. She will get rid of the pain and she will get her happiness. She says let the people say that Malishka will be your wife after 3 months. She says Malishka will give up her life due to the taunt and she will become stone if the engagement doesn't happen now. Kiran says that she has seen Kota in Malishka's purse and she asks her about it, but she ignored her. Kiran says to Rishi that Malishka will cut her vein and if anything happens to her, then 2 persons will die. One is Malishka and the other is her. Malishka smiles hearing her mom's drama to trap Rishi. Kiran asks Rishi to leave from there. Rishi goes. Malishka says great job mom. Kiran says it will be great when Karishma and Neelam says the same thing and says when you had gone to the washroom, I fed these things in their mind. Malishka gets happy. Rishi sits in his car and he goes. He recalls Neelam's words. Neelam tells Virendra that she knows what he had felt for Lakshmi and that was why she said that it was good that he was not here then. Virendra asks that why is Lakshmi doing this? Karishma says to take revenge for hiding the truth from her before marriage and that we betrayed her. She has taken this thing on her ego. She says that the village people are clever and twisted. Virendra says I used to think that Lakshmi is good until our aunt told us about her. Neelam says see where Lakshmi has brought her. She has done all limits with Malishka today. Neelam says that she had known that Malishka loves Rishi a lot, but she forced her son to marry Lakshmi for bad luck. Virendra says to Neelam that I also forced Rishi to stay with Lakshmi for a year. Neelam asks that can't we make everything fine and says Malishka was about to marry Rishi so that she can be sure that Rishi is ours. She says Kiran had talked to me and even Karishma had spoken about it. Virendra asks what is it? Neelam says Rishi and Malishka's engagement and Virendra is shocked. Rishi comes home. Neelam calls him. He goes to the room and says that he is bearing everything till now. He says whatever happened with Malishka and the family is unbearable. He says to Lakshmi that you are laughing and you are having fun on our condition. He asks her to take the money and leave from there. He asks that how much money does she need. Lakshmi says enough. Everyone told me so much. Your mother, your father and others have scolded me and they even did not spare my dead parents. Rishi asks Lakshmi if she would torture his parents that are alive Lakshmi says everything will be fine with time. Rishi says you are selfish and you don't care about me. You humiliated Malishka and my family. He says you don't know what you have done. Lakshmi says this shouldn't have happened if Malishka had stayed away from us for 3 months. Else Shalu, and then she says I shouldn't have taken any wrong step. Rishi says he is getting mad because he is trapped between both women. Lakshmi says Malishka should stay away for 3 months and then she will be leaving from his life. Rishi says I have decided that I want to do something. He goes. Lakshmi thinks that what decision is Rishi talking about? Rishi sits in the car. Lakshmi comes behind him and asks that what is his decision. Rishi says I am going to take the right decision. Lakshmi says you are scaring me. Rishi says you have scared me and my family. Lakshmi says the decision taken in anger is wrong. Rishi says whatever he is going to do is wrong for her, and if he wanted, he could have told her, but he will not tell her because Malishka has the only right on him and not Lakshmi. He drives off. Kiran and Malishka hear the doorbell. Kiran says Rishi has come because I am your mom. She opens the door. Kiran asks about his decision. Rishi sees Malishka and comes inside. He asks, will you marry me? He says if we get together, then everything will be proved wrong. Whatever was written in the newspaper. He asks if Malishka will get engaged to him. Malishka and Kiran get happy. Abe comes there and says Malishka will not marry you, Rishi. Kiran says I will take Malishka's decision. Abe says nobody knows what would happen after 3 days. Malishka says he said that he will get engaged to me tomorrow. Abe says Rishi wants his family's commitment and says you did not know that our respect is stained in the society and we are humiliated. Rishi says once Malishka and I marry, then the society will know that Malishka is my wife. He says my family would agree on our marriage and he asks them to come. Karishma tells Virendra that Rishi is coming with Malishka's family. Rishi comes there with Malishka's father and mother with Malishka. He says everyone will be happy with my move and he asks for everyone's permission. He asks that can I make a commitment to Malishka? Can I marry Malishka after divorcing Lakshmi? And he asks if he can get engaged to Malishka tomorrow. Neelam and Karishma says that they even feel that Malishka should also get a commitment. Rishi asks everyone that can I marry Malishka after 3 months? They say of course. Rishi asks Abe if it is okay, that his family has agreed. Abe says he is happy. Lakshmi gets teary eyes hearing this. Rishi says I will be getting engaged to Malishka tomorrow and I will be marrying her after 3 months. Neelam and Karishma ask Malishka. Abe asks Virendra. Malishka looks at Lakshmi. Rishi also looks at Lakshmi and Lakshmi gets teary eyes. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to check the comment section for the link to the next update once it is available. I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.